Chiara. I really enjoyed listening to 101 poems. Hello, my name's Libby and I'm here for another Artburst Sillies. Now, Chiara's poetry has really inspired me to come up with a cool game, and this is going to be using rhyming words for our very own rhyming treasure hunt. Now, we've got to think of some rhyming words. So, do we know what rhyming is? They are two words that sound the same. For example, cat and mat, or floor and door, or even art and fart. Yes, that's right, fart. So they're words that sound the same, and I'm going to put these words at the end of my clues. So, to begin with our treasure hunt, we need to think of good hiding places around our house or flat or garden that are safe and where your brother and sister or mum and dad don't mind you hiding them. So we've got to plot our clues and we've got to think of rhyming words. You will also need something to write these clues down with, so a pen or a pencil and some paper or card, whatever you've got lying around. You'll need somebody to find the clues and the treasure at the end, and you will need somebody willing to do your amazing rhyming treasure hunt. So I brought Teddy along. He's back again. He was here last week doing the Artburst Pictionary, but this week Teddy's lucky enough to be hunting the clues in my rhyming treasure hunt. The first thing we need to do is think of words that we can use as clues that will rhyme. You don't want to use something like banana because banana's pretty tricky to rhyme with. I can't think of anything. You probably can, but I can't. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to start in the kitchen. And my adults told me it's okay to use the kitchen, and I'm going to think of something. I know, a jam jar. Because I think jar will be quite a good word to rhyme with. Now, help me please. What word rhymes with jar? Car? Bar. My first clue. Can you see? Okay. Let's begin our hunt. The first clue is not far. Look behind the jam jar. So can you see I've used the words jar and far as my rhyming clues. They both sound the same and there's a nice rhythm to my clue, and I put them at the end of the sentence. So we know that we begin our treasure hunts and that the clue's not far and it's going to be behind the jam jar, so it's nice and clear and not too tricky for the person looking for the clues. So that's number one. My second clue, so we've started in the kitchen. So I might then move on to the living room, and I'm going to use chair. Chair's a pretty good word for rhyming. So what rhymes with chair? Can you help me? Mare, tear, mare. So listen up, this is what I've written. Watch you don't get jam in your hair. Quick look behind Dad's chair. Now, what I've done is I've thought of the jam jar, I'm getting jam in our hair, and then I've taken us through from the kitchen into the living room, and it's fine. I think it'll be okay to hide it under Dad's chair. Now, that's clue number one and clue number two. Clue number three. Okay, so it's a really hot day today, so it is making me thirsty. So I'm going to use the word drink, and I need to find a similar word that sounds the same as drink. Pink, I know. Phew, I bet you need a drink. First look in the bathroom sink. Now, obviously, make sure that there's no water in the sink when you go and hide your clue. So yeah, I'm going to use drink and sink for my third clue. in the bathroom the word bath. Now, can you think of a word that rhymes with bath? I know you're much better at me than this. Bath. How about, now is not the time for a bath. Head towards a garden path. Hooray, what a pleasure. You found the treasure. So we have two sets of rhymes there. We have bath and path and pleasure and treasure. So that way we've given the last clue, and the person lucky enough to do a treasure hunt knows that it's the final clue, so they won't keep looking all day and all night. So we need to hide our clues. So remember, they need to be in safe places. Once you've hidden all your clues, you must remember to give the first clue, clue number 1, to the person finding the treasure, because otherwise they won't know where to begin. So go and hide all your clues apart from clue number 1. And you also need to remember that with your final clue, which is my clue number 4, that you're also going to leave some treasure there too. And the treasure doesn't have to be something expensive or something really fancy. It could be a hug at the end, or even your favourite book. And because we're thinking about poetry and rhyming today, I have chosen Roald Dahl's Revolting Rhymes to hide with my final clue, because I think that's a pretty good bit of treasure and you can read it together at the end. Clue number 1. Remember, you're going to give to the person looking for the treasure. So today Teddy's lucky enough to look for the treasure. So he has got clue number 1. Now next we need to go to the kitchen and hide our clue number 2. So it's behind the jam jar, remember? And make sure they don't see when you're hiding all your clues. So clue number 2 in the kitchen behind the jam jar. Right, now then. Next we needed to go and hide it behind Dad's chair. So I'm going to go and hide it behind my dad's chair. Okay, so here's my dad's chair, and there's my clue number 3. Make sure that nobody gets any bumped heads. Okay, so now it says for you, I bet you need a drink. First look in the bathroom sink. Clue number 4. There we are. It's in the sink. I've made sure that there's no water in the sink and nobody in here using the bathroom. Okay, so I've got my clue number 4, and the last thing you need to do is go and hide your treasure. And here we go. Right, now here's my treasure, the Roald Dahl Revolting Rhymes. Here's my garden path for the final clue. So when they read about the bath, it then leads them to the garden path. So I've hidden it just under some greenery, so it makes it a little bit more exciting for the person to find the final clue. So now I've hidden all my clues and I've put my treasure down in the final spot. So it's over to you to come up with your own treasure hunt, your rhyming treasure hunt. Have fun, be safe hiding your clues. It's time for Chiara, and she has a very tuneful activity for you next. Okay, bye-bye for now.